Hey, what's up, guys? It's Mikhail Abdullah here with MikhailBJJ.com. Here with Dan Rose. What's up, guys? He's going to be helping us out, teaching an awesome leg lasso technique. It gives me a lot of awesome mileage, unbelievable technique, especially against really aggressive guard passers. Right? So what I'm going to give you right now is really going to be able to neutralize that kind of hard passing, hard charging game. All right? Let's go. Guys, before we go into the actual technique, I'm going to show you a few quick do's and don'ts. It's okay. I've learned these mistakes because I actually made these mistakes a few times my own self as I was absorbing this technique. Personally, I would like to go with a standard grip, fingers inside, rolled up, thumb not included to the outside. This is where you're going to really get maximum control when he tries to pull. Excellent. Next mistake a lot of people make. As they do this, they just try to throw that spider guard on. For those of you who have spider guard experience, right? Boom, they just try to come here and throw the spider guard on, right? With the leg lasso. This is terrible mistake for you. Because you didn't set it up correctly, they're going to be able to aggressively pass anyway, or even escape your leg lasso and cycle that into a submission or a different type of guard pass. Make sure you really watch out for this kind of mistake. The trick, the secret to doing a correct spider guard and leg lasso setup is making sure that the opposite side hip has been immobilized. That the opposite side hip, boom, has been immobilized. So look, I put the arch of my foot on his hip bone and I extend his body. I don't lay my head back, but I do extend his body. Now this is going to stop him from being able to continue the pass for just a moment. You cannot hang out here. Now that we're here, I'm going to take this open leg and I'm going to insert it underneath his armpit with my shin and my elbow bowing out towards the mat. Now, there's a couple different styles of thought here, right? One is that you have to be deep. Look, my shin's all the way in, almost to my knee, up to his armpit, right? And you know what? Sometimes, if you don't have a lot of control, you might want to go there momentarily. But, if you want to give him the right amount of movement to complete this technique, I would suggest you have a shallow leg lasso. Okay? So now that I have my shallow leg lasso, boom! I make sure I keep his wrist on the other side of my hip. Bam! See how that is? Excellent. We're going to talk about the defense to that in a little while. And it's very important that you make sure he's on the inside of your thigh. Excellent. So now that we're here, boom! Dan is going to do what Dan does, what he's normally going to do, which is he's going to go for that guard pass. Boom! I let go, I let him pass. Excellent. Now that he's passed, doesn't matter how far past he is, as long as I have that hand on the inside of my thigh like we talked about, I'm going to take this knee right here, and I'm going to bring it down to the mat, right? I want you to notice something else. This hand right here is actually grabbing onto his ankle. I'm not doing really anything with it. It's to guide him as I finish the sweep. Boom. Excellent. Now notice I still have his arm. So as I have his arm right here, boom, I'm going to go underneath his head. This hand goes on the other side of his body, and my hip comes down. That, my friends, is a muscle splicer. If you're not able to do that, or if it's not allowed in a tournament or whatever else you're doing, boom, all you gotta do is raise your hips and then let the arm out. Do not raise your hips until after you have the head controlled. Notice, boom, I have it right now for the muscle splicer. I make sure I control his head, hand goes on the other side of the hip, then I will raise my hips and I'll let it out, right? Now I have him controlled. And make sure he doesn't do what? Look at me. Don't ever look at me. That's the way I want to make sure this situation, this position is finished out. All right, let's show it again. First things first, my grips are secure. I don't want to see any pistol grips, guys. Standard grip right here, thumb not included. We don't want to break our thumbs, okay? So boom, thumbs on the outside. Now, boom, the arch is inside of his hip, and I extend him out, right? I keep him extended. Is it easy to move? Try to get him to move a little bit. not going anywhere. Now this happens, boom, I'm gonna put my foot on the inside, my shin is up against the inside of his armpit. Now that I have him inside his armpit, he's gonna attempt to make the pass. I let him make the pass. Now that he's made that pass, this knee, that has his arm trapped, is gonna come down to the mat. That's the action. It's not gonna go forward, it's not gonna flex up, it's not gonna try to go backwards. I'm just gonna bring my knee. Look slowly how I bring my knee into the mat. Look how it drags his body. Let's rewind that real quick. I'm dragging his body towards my hips. Core principle, guys. I'm dragging his body towards my hips just by bringing my knee, boom, down to the ground. Excellent. Now I'm guiding all the way up. Bam. Now he's trapped. What do I do first? Make sure I secure that hand. All right? Shoulder on his chin. Other hand comes down. Then I complete the tap. Excellent. If you're not able to complete the tap because the tournament doesn't allow it, or for whatever other reason, you just feel like being a nice guy, all right, then we're just going to raise that hip, let it out. But guess what? You still have. Notice, even after I let it out, I have his arm pinned. Excellent, all right? And I'm kind of a 3/4 position. That's how I'm almost always going to finish out right here. A lot of pressure, guys. There's a lot of pressure in this technique. All right, now there's a few other options now that you've learned how to do the technique. All right, now he's not always going to pass. For those of you who are a little more advanced and you're rolling with a little bit more advanced players, he may not pass. He may decide this is really dangerous. I know this sweep. I'm not going to go there. Right? So what he's going to do, boom, he's going to stay back. Oh, look at that. All right, he does not want any part of that sweep, and he's going to try to defend as best he can. Now, because I don't want to lose an awesome position, an awesome situation, I'm just going to take this foot, and I'm going to pass it to the other side of his body. Boom, I'm going to hook him, and I'm going to use it to pull me in, and I'm going to make him pass. If you don't want to pass my guard in this situation, I'm going to make you pass my guard. You wanted the cake? I'm going to make you eat the cake. All right? So now, boom. I'm going to turn over. And then now that we're here, it's the exact same thing. All right? Now, here's another option for you. If that ankle is too far away, which it sometimes is, I go underneath into the pocket of that knee. I'm going to bring my knee down so it drag him towards my hips. Boom. And I'll drag him up. Notice I didn't have to struggle. It's just a guidance. That's what that arm is. All right? Now that I'm here, what do I do first? Control that head. Control that hip. All right? Don't look at me. And then tap. Boom. If I'm not going to get the tap, I'm going to let that arm out. Here I am. There's another situation that can come up for this same technique for you. All right? And that's if he decides to be a smart guy, stand up. Right? Boom. Same technique. Here he goes. Oh, man. So he stood up. Now that he stood up, it's going to actually make it really easy for me. Let's say if he's smart enough to stand up, he's also smart enough to know not to try to pass right here. Right? So in this situation, all I'm going to do is force the pass all over again. Most likely, that ankle is going to be right there waiting for me, screaming out to me, Mikhail, grab me. Grab me, Mikhail. Right? So, boom. I go right here. Grab it. And now in case they get really strong, sometimes I even triangle the arm. Okay. Now, boom, here I am. Same ending. All right? Good tight head control and tap. Then I let it out. Excellent. Don't look at me. Boom. Don't you dare look at me. All right? Excellent. Notice, guys, real quick tidbit. This hand's on the other side of his body, right? And that's to stop him from trying to shrimp or do any kind of attacks on this side. Notice it's not underneath his leg, it's not underneath his lats or anything like that. It's right underneath his hip, my palm down on the ground. Super important, all right? Excellent. Awesome, guys. Great technique from the leg lasso. Got a whole bunch of them. Can't wait to share more of them with you. I don't see a lot of them here on YouTube, just on people's DVDs and stuff like that. I've taken a lot of time doing my best to perfect this type of game. and I'm really happy to share it with you. So thanks a lot for taking this technique into consideration. Make sure you subscribe right here below. Also, make sure you share it with all your friends, seeing as there's not a whole lot of stuff on leg lassos online. And also make sure you comment and let me know how it worked out for you, any problems you had, and some serious successes. Thanks again from me and from Dan. Us.